方都有自己的特长，我们日本也有特长，是地震。姐妹都问我你是韩国的吗？我琢磨一下，回答说算是吧，世界上所有的都不是韩国的。我一上车，他们就说你是棒子吧？每当这个时候觉得太过分了，根本不礼貌。我特别气愤地说：“不，你太过分了，我哪里当棒子？我不是棒子，我是鬼子。”
老外的那些清醒发言。
And they say, when they meet one another, have you eaten? Have you eaten? That's the salutation. No, they know what hunger is. So every time he meets a person, he says, have you eaten? If you haven't, whatever is they come, sit down, eat. I want to review with some clever guys here, see if you can better that. That's the humility, the compassion that he has for human beings.
下一段。
のさばって姿を現しただけだと思います。私は侵略戦争が完全な間違いで多大な損害を中国の人々に与えたことについて深く反省しているということを明言しなければいけないと思っている人間です。
아빠는 학교만 있는 건가? 원래 중국 분이지.
下一段。
世界别人都在学英语，他们应该学中文，你知道为什么吗？因为我们用的衣服啊都是英语来的，我们用的手机都是中国来的，那个小米、OPPO、vivo、华为那个就大部分都是中国的那个区啊。我们现在都有好一点的路都是中国人来修啊。那现在如果没有中国在世界的话，世界的人会有麻烦了。他们干嘛要学英语？他们要学。
下一段。
알로 갈수록 더 황금색을 많이 입으셨거든. 그 이유가 있나요? 그러니까 우리 이 모든 옷은 다 중국에서 온 거예요.
Stay relaxed. I play mahjong with my girlfriends once a week.
How do you play mahjong? No,
Yeah.
what's the point?
Well, here's the point. To create order out of chaos based on random drawing of tiles.
下一段。
不知道为什么我说自己是傻逼老外吗？因为祖先干的坏事太多了，他妈的多可惜！
媒体还有中国人的粉丝在地华人，各种各样的人都喊：“哎，中国加油，欢迎欢迎欢迎！”所以我那个时候感受到了中国人的团结的力量。
中国那么吸引你啊？
すごい。ここにいると生きてるって感じがします。日本人は多分周りの人のことを考えて迷惑がかからないようにすいませんすいません刺激がすごいあります。だからすごく中国が好きで多分5年もいるんですよ。
下一段。
看病也不花钱的，上学也不收费，生孩子国家还会给福利呢。昨天我收到了这样的一个私信，而且发这个私信的人是中国朋友。我很不喜欢没有去过国外的中国朋友们还说国外的生活比中国好多了。我就是一个外国人，我出生在俄罗斯，我在中国也待了3年多，所以我更能明白中国和俄罗斯的区别。今天我想给你们捧一捧精神。第一个最重要的当然是医疗水平，很多我家老铁都一直说俄罗斯看病是免费的，我们都想去俄罗斯。家人们，我告诉你们，俄罗斯也花钱，区别在哪儿？花不花钱一样，他们不一定能把病看明白了。第二个是中国的安全，你在国外晚上想出门吧，想都别想了，好好在家里待着吧。还有一个孩子的教育，在俄罗斯你真的可以免费上大学，但是毕业了之后你根本就没有发展的机会了，没有工作经验就没有公司要你，上大学也白上了。真的不像在中国一样，虽然孩子很累很辛苦，但是他学完了之后他就会有一个有美好生活的机会。最后一个是经济危机，大家都知道这个一直在贬值，工资不变，但是我们每一天去生理的价格一直在涨价。现在也有很多家庭都真的吃不上蔬菜了，价格太贵了。所以家人们，你们要明白，中国博大精深的文化，中国发展的速度真的让很多的外国人佩服。所以中国真的很好。
下一段。
시장에 납치당을 아 중국어를 못 알아듣어. 딱 2마디만 알아들어. 한국 사람이고 중국어 못 알아들어. 택시 던지고 문 열어.
중국에서 놀러 갈 때 나 중국어 하나도 못해도
그래 맞아.
저것저것 하면은 하오.
Dependent on. I mean, I know it's the same thing that we've done, which is
no, it's not.
Around the world.
They are far more humanistic than the United States ever was.
Really? Okay.
Absolutely.
Great. So.
Let me give you an example. Of course, they are peddling for influence.
Yeah.
Yeah? But they are non-interventionist. Absolutely non-interventionist in a way that Europeans, the West, has never managed to fathom. The Chinese never asked Apple to go to Shenzhen and produce all the iPhones. It was Steve Jobs that decided that. Yeah? It was not China that went to Washington, D.C. and demanded that they buy a third of your national debt. If they hadn't bought it, you would be in serious trouble. When it comes to the influence of China outside its borders, it's quite remarkable that they don't seem to have any military ambitions. Instead of going into Africa with troops, colonially, destroying the country, killing people like the West has done for the last 100 years, what they did was they went to Addis Ababa and they said to the government, we can see you have problems with your infrastructure. We would like to build some new airports, upgrade your railway system, create a telephone system, and rebuild your roads. And we'll do this all for free. No strings attached. We don't want anything from you. And they did.
지금까지 기존 33시간에 걸린 것이 12시간으로 29시간이 걸리던 셴전까지는 7시간 정도로 대폭 줄었답니다.
와. 세상 좋아졌네요.
네네. 한국에서 그 정도 타고 가면 막 바닷속에 떨어질 거예요.
下一段。
美国说中国造不出原子弹和氢弹，于是中国有了邓稼先、渔民。60年前，美国说中国造不出核潜艇，于是中国有了黄旭华。50年前，美国说中国吃光了全世界的粮食，于是中国有了袁隆平。唉，说白了，我们就是害怕了。封锁只能让中国更强大、更坚定。中国从来不缺少英雄，只是缺少真正去认识他、了解他的桥梁。40年前，我们美国人说电脑无法打印汉字，于是中国有了王选。30年前，美国的太空站将中国拒之门外，于是中国有了天宫。今天，美国人对5G围堵打压。唉，说那么多，美国人就是羡慕嫉妒恨，这些只会让中国更强大，会点燃中国人创新，解决问题。
下一段。
The perspectives are different, and one of the leaders described to me that the essence of that difference is that in the United States is a country of individuals and individualism. And it treasures the individual. It treasures the revolutionary individual, the Steve Jobs type of personality who will disrupt the system and so on. And in China, it is the family, and as an extension of the family, the collective. And he described that the word country
下一段
have no issue with each other. These people have peace in their hearts. They have respect to one another. They have respect to foreigners. So never listen to that nonsense where they say they discriminate against foreigners. That's absolutely lies. These people respect you, in fact, if you are a foreigner, sometimes more than their own people. China is really the place to be right now. And this is the place where I feel safe. I feel safe of having my baby here and my wife here. China is a riot-free country. Look, it's not even in the nature of Chinese people to protest and make a big hoo-ha. They are not people like this. And they don't need to do it because their government look after them so well that they don't need to stand up against their government. They are being looked after so bloody well over here in China, and that is something the rest of the world can only dream about. Here in China, there's peace on the streets. Again, these people don't have to protest against the
下一段。
澳洲的时候遇到很多韩国人，他们跟我说就是寿司由来就是孔子由来，对的，孔子也是本来是韩国的，汉字也是韩国的，这全部都是韩国。那有时候很夸张，哆啦 A 梦啊、海贼啊，但是就是韩国。世界是我们的，世界是你们的，世界早晚是韩国人的。
下一段。
The past 4 decades, China lifted over 800 million people out of poverty and became the second largest economy in the world. Now it's stepping up its efforts to help solve some of the toughest challenges in the rest of the world. During my recent visit to China, I attended the Reinvented Toilet Expo and once again saw China's innovation capacity with companies showcasing game-changing products that will benefit billions who today don't have access to safe sanitation. I met Chinese scientists who are discovering new drugs to tackle infectious diseases like tuberculosis that affect the poor. And I talked with Chinese partners who are sharing lessons from China's own development so African countries can make progress on vital priorities such as strengthening health systems and controlling deadly diseases like malaria and also improving agriculture.
下一段
It is one of its great strengths. In contradistinction to the United States, it thinks long term. It understands now is not forever. China will be a very different and new kind of great power. Its rise has been remarkably peaceful in a way that the equivalent rise of the United States or indeed the UK, France, Germany and Japan was not. They all fought many wars of expansion. China has...
下一段
lit up in beautiful colors and LED screens. So it felt like we jumped from a completely different generation and fast forwarded to me. This is how it felt to me. So what I did feel when I arrived here is that, you know, we jumped 50 years into the future. Seeing the buildings lit up the way they are, the infrastructure, the metro.
下一段
라는 걸 느꼈는데요.
이들은 이미 한국은 안중에 없고 오만이자 아까 얘기한 편견이 아니었던가 추격이 아니다.
開会ずいぶん寝ちゃいましたよ。ずいぶん寝ちゃいましたよ。金返してほしいって。お金払ってますか？税金からいくらか出してるそうですね。金返せよあれ。金返せよあれ。外国の金恥ずかしくていけないよ俺。本音はそうでしょ？あれ悪しかったんですか？なかなか制約ある中でいろいろなどが変わったりとか。いらないわ演出家なんかあんねん。いらないわ演出家なんかあんねん。あと何年かして振り返るとどのシーンを振り返るのかなと思ってやはり。何バカだったかわかんでしょうね。何バカだったかわかんでしょうね。
下一段
As a hard-pressed commuter who suffers daily on substandard train services, that absolutely can't be right. And I was looking into this earlier and just wondering, for the sake of argument, how the Chinese do these things. And I noticed that they were able to build a whole new station in the space of 9 hours by flooding it with thousands of workers. We should be much more imaginative about getting infrastructure in quickly instead of condemning people to be...
下一段
Do we really want smoke with China? Owes money to motherfucking China because them motherfuckers do everything. A lot of shit, a lot of our clothes, a lot of our shoes, a lot of our hair, a lot of our everything comes from... That's a very patriotic country. They are ready to die for their country. They're